Touring is expensive. Unless you're signed to a big record label that pays for all your touring expenses or has some sort of deal worked out where you can tour for really cheap, you're going to want to save as much money on touring as you possibly can. So here's a few ways you can save an extra buck or two on touring. First of all, plan ahead. Make sure you know where you're going, have a list of things you might need, maybe have a budget for your food. Just get everything together so you know what you're doing and you know what to expect. You have money allocated just in case things don't really go the way you plan. Always try to budget for having a little bit less money than you're actually going to have. That way, if you're in a tight situation, you can figure it out and it's not going to be a big deal. Second of all, buy a coffee maker. You go to a thrift store or something like that and get a little coffee maker for like a few bucks. So when you're making stops, you can plug your coffee maker in, make your own coffee, save a little bit of money so you got something to keep you awake during the drive and you don't have to pay the gas station prices for it. On my last tour, we ended up doing this and we ended up saving so much time and money just by having a pot of coffee and in a little thermos with us. It was a great buy. If you have your full band with you and you feel comfortable, there's many parks that are free to stay at. If you bring a tent, you could, crash in a park, leave your door locked, or be by your car, make sure that you've got all your stuff safe. But most parks, you won't really have to deal with worrying about your equipment. And if it's relatively warm, if you're touring in the summer, it's also a nice little change of pace to, kind of detach a little bit from everything that's going on. Truck stops are also great if you're needing like a last resort situation. It's not the greatest situation, but there's a lot of truck stops that will allow you to crash there for the night. And you should utilize that as much as possible if you're trying to save every dime you can so you don't have to get a hotel room. A lot of venues will be able to also maybe find you a place to stay, or maybe they know someone that will allow you to crash at their house. That can be really, really great. I've actually hosted quite a few bands at my house while they were on tour, and I'll give them food and give them a place to crash and a place to practice their set. That is something you want to take advantage of. It's also great because some of those people might want to have you in for an interview, or maybe want to record a song with you or something like that. And these are great things that can help you out, especially if you're trying to cross promote and get your word out. A nice experience with a band that's on tour that stopped at your house and tell your friends about it. That's great to spread the word about your project. I would really suggest touring in the summer because you have a lot more options of places to crash. It's a lot warmer, so sleeping in the car isn't going to be awful. You could even find some cities that you could comfortably sleep on the beach or something like that. I've done that before and I had a great time with it. So it's really all just a matter of, your viewpoint on how you're crashing, where you're crashing. If you're trying to save some money on food that does not go bad in the sun, doesn't need to be refrigerated, stuff like nuts, peanut butter, jelly, maybe some chips, something like that, stock up on that, especially if you have a show that maybe doesn't go the way you want and you're low on cash. It's great to have around just as a snack. You'll get really tired of it, but I've met some bands that have gone through almost half their tour just eating nuts and living off of that, and they can be a lifesaver. Stocking up on bottled water is also great too. Just make sure that you got a cooler in your car to keep it cold. Another thing you can do that some people don't really think of right off the bat is you could use credit card reward points. A lot of credit cards will get you free hotel stays, and so you could maybe use the credit card to kind of help budget your tour and keep track of spending, and then also earn those points so you can get some free hotel rooms or something like that. always, always, always try to accept donations for gas at shows if you possibly can. It'll save you a whole lot of money, and honestly, sometimes you can get a lot more than you think you would through just donations, and that can help out a whole lot if you're, trying to get from city to city and you're not heavy on funds. So one thing you could do that's kind of situational to the band. Some bands can't do this because they need absolutely every single member to do the job that band member needs to do in the band, but you could consolidate your band. Let's say you're like an electronic act, and for live shows you have like a guitar player, bass player, drummer. You could maybe kick it down to like 2 band members and backtrack everything. Because if you're trying to pay out 5-6 people and travel with all them on the road, $100 is gonna end up being like $15 each, and you're not gonna make very much money on that. The majority of your money is gonna end up going to the gas in your gas tank and just keeping everyone fed. So if you're trying to actually profit off of your tour, consolidating your band might be something to consider. You could also bring your own sound. There's quite a few venues that will charge for like a sound guy or whatnot, but if you bring your own sound equipment, bring your own PA system, that's just extra money that you're not going to have to pay and get back from your shows. That can be really important. If you drink, I suggest bringing your own booze responsibly. Keep it in your trunk. Don't keep open containers. I don't really know what the laws are with carrying stuff across states or anything, but I've seen a lot of bands save on their tour by just bringing their own beer or liquor or whatnot and just drinking in their car. It is legal as long as you're in the back seat, you're not driving, you don't have the keys in your hand. Don't quote me on that. Read your local laws. I am not 100% on that, but I know where I live and most states around me, it is legal to do so. Another thing, a lot of libraries will have resources while you're on tour. The library where I live, you can bring your library card and you can get stickers printed for next to nothing. Those can be great to hand out on tour. Definitely suggest doing that. So, is there anything I missed? Maybe there's some extra tricks and tips that you might have that you used on your tour. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I post a new video every week, so stick around and stay tuned for more. For those of you who know me, I'm a big fan of blockchain and everything of the like. I love cryptocurrencies. So for the next few months, I am doing a giveaway. To the first 20 commenters, I will pick one lucky winner and you will be receiving a Bitcoin pin. Shoot me a message on Twitter and I will mail you a Bitcoin pin straight from myself. Leave a comment, I will let you know who wins, and I will get in contact with you over Twitter. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.